Today's video is brought to you by Squarespace. Ridiculous title, right? But I actually believe that this project can change your life. Today, we're going to make a vision board. What is a vision board? It's a collection of images of what you want for your life. It's a visual reminder of what you want to make your life and the lives around you better. Something you can look at every day to keep you focused and on track. What you focus on expands. So if you focus on the good, good things are gonna happen. If you focus on the bad, bad things are gonna happen. Even if focusing on the good things and being a positive person doesn't bring you what you want, the people around you are going to appreciate you more. You're just gonna be a better person to be around. We're talking about laws of attraction, which some people are going to shit on, but it's about setting your own expectations and what you want for your future. If you're going to crap on somebody else's dreams, don't watch this video. Don't let your negativity ruin someone else's desires. This is about making a better life for you and about making a better life for me. It's about wanting something so bad that it actually happens. But for good things to happen, you have to allow it. I know that sounds crazy, right? We grew up in a low-income environment and we qualified for free lunches in school, and we even got government cheese. If you don't know what government cheese is, look it up. Where I came from, we considered people who had money as rich assholes for no other reason than they had things that we didn't. And with that mindset, you'll never allow yourself to succeed. About 10 years ago, I read a book that changed my attitude and instantly good things started to happen to me. A vision board can be as simple as a cork panel with images torn out of magazines and tacked to it. And that's what most of them are, and that is perfectly fine. But I'm a woodworker, I consider myself a design snob, so I'm gonna make a super organized one, and I'm gonna use some super fancy tools. You don't have to have the tools that I have to make this. This is purely for inspiration. I'm also going to use this super cool gadget to make my visions. This combines old technology with new. It is my new favorite toy. I can't wait to show this to you. We'll talk about this more at the end of the video. Dan is on his way, and when he gets here, we're gonna head to Kencraft to go pick up some supplies. There he is. We are back from Kencraft. I got a sheet of 1/2-inch Baltic birch plywood. This is going to be the back. To cover that up, we got some paper-backed walnut veneer, and then we got this beauty, some 8/4 walnut that we are going to resaw on the bandsaw. First thing we're going to do is get some, I don't know, contact cement or PVA. Is it PVA? Is that what it's called, Dan? PVA glue. And adhere this paper-backed veneer to this guy so we can make our own walnut plywood. Then we'll do some resawing. For the most part, the glue is dry or tacky on both pieces. So I'm just gonna put them together and iron them just like that. We have a nice veneer. This board's a little too thick, so we're gonna resaw it on the bandsaw. Now that we got that resawed and planed down to 3/4 inch thick, it's time to cut the sides for the frame. Now we're gonna cut the rabbet to hold the back. This is my picture frame making sled. Dan, do we have a video on the picture frame making sled? Dan says yes. Dan, do we need to talk about the picture frame making sled in this video then? Dan says no. It fits in there pretty good. So, before we glue that together, we're gonna stand in the place where you... Now we're just gluing this all together. No need to reinforce any of these 45 miters like you normally would in a picture frame, because we're gonna glue that back in. Now we'll just let that dry. So now we're gonna take some walnut. We are going to resaw into 1/4 inch strips and make little shelves on there to pop our pictures in place. So now it's time to glue up the shelves. I have the chopstick looking pieces and the front lip, and I'm going to glue this to this. I need a 1/8 inch gap, so I have a piece of acrylic here that's going to help me get that gap that we need. And we're just going to use some CA glue. That'll dry in about 60 seconds, and then I can take the clamps off and move on to the next one. Throw in some Polaroids to set my spacing. We'll do some final sanding, and then we'll put a coat of finish on there. Before I populate this with my visions and talk about this cool new toy, I'd like to tell you about today's sponsor, and that is Squarespace. My website, makesomething.com, and my podcast website, makingitpodcast.com, are both Squarespace sites and have been for years. It's a very important part of my business and allows me to sell downloadable plans as well as merch and books. And I know many of you are woodworkers and artists and makers and need a place to create a gallery and to sell your items. You can do really cool things like create password protected pages to allow your clients to see progress on projects. You can also import feeds from your favorite social media like Twitter and Instagram. If you've never made a website before, I know it sounds a little intimidating, but Squarespace's beautiful templates makes the process easy. Plus, they have 24/7 email support, which I can vouch for when I use to move over my domains and set up my email. So head on over to squarespace.com, and when you're ready to launch, visit squarespace.com/makesomething for 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you, Squarespace. Now let's populate this vision board. I just got this new toy from Polaroid. Not sponsored, but this is super cool. I've been collecting cameras for a long time. Polaroids are my favorite. I take digital and analog photos, and this thing combines both of those formats. It takes a picture of your phone and spits it out. This is how I'm going to populate my vision board. Most vision boards are just a cork board with things torn out of magazines and just pinned up. I want mine to be a nice looking grid, organized and neat, and this is how I'm going to do it. I found some images on the internet that I have on my phone here, and we're going to spit it out with this cool little gadget. Woohoo! And there we go. Now you pull that out. You have to let that expose for 15 minutes. Old Polaroids used to expose in like 5 minutes. The new ones, they use a different chemistry because some of those chemicals aren't available, so it takes a lot longer. So in 15 minutes, we'll come back to that. You're supposed to hide it from the light, so we have it flipped down, upside down. So in the meantime, where's my phone? We'll move on to the next one. Now that I've got this populated, I need to hang this in a place where I will see it every day to remind me and keep me focused. Over on Patreon, I'm going to go over each individual photo and what they mean. The book that I mentioned at the beginning of the video is called Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It's one of those books that really did change my attitude. Maybe one of these days I'll make a vlog of all the books that have influenced my life. Who knows? Is that something you want to see? My intention today was to inspire you to create goals and make your life and the lives around you better. If you focus on good things are gonna happen. Before this whole YouTuber thing, I was very much into photography, both digital and analog. I collect old cameras. My favorite of the cameras are all these Polaroids. I love Polaroids. So eventually we're going to do some fun experimental videos with these guys as we get into more photography and art on this channel. All right, folks, that is it. That wraps it up. As always, be safe, have fun, stay passionate, and make something.